Oh, hey, didn't see you there. Well, you caught me with my Kona Sutra SE, and it's a pretty fantastic bike. A gravel bike, a touring bike, a city bike, whatever name you want to throw at it, it'll do it all as long as you don't want to go mountain biking. Welcome back to the channel, everybody. My name's Owen, and today we've got a really sweet bike for you here. This is the Kona Sutra SE, a bike that I'm personally very excited about. This particular model of bike came out in 2005, but Kona as a brand actually started in 1988 as one of the original mountain bike brands. And they really know a thing or two about making a steel frame, as the majority of their bikes align the kind of off-road section of the cycling market. Now, that really does translate over to their touring bikes and their gravel bikes as well. They're all really made to be able to tackle all sorts of terrain, whether it's gravel, whether it is some hard packed dirt, or if you're just going to spend a little bit of time on the road. These bikes will do it all. Let's jump into some of the features of the Kona Sutra and really get a better idea of what this bike is all about. The Kona Sutra SE comes stock with a number of things that will make your life a lot better. Starting out with the Brooks saddle. These take a little bit of time to work in, but once they are extremely comfortable. The next thing is the rack and fenders that this bike come with. It really makes a huge difference on any types of long distance tours, or if you're just going around the city, getting groceries, whatever, being able to toss a couple panniers on this or keep yourself dry when it gets a little soggy out there really adds to your cycling experience. One of the other main features of this bike in particular is that it has friction shifters, which you might be thinking, oh, and isn't that a little bit outdated for a bike of this age? But I would care to disagree. In the case that you were to bend your derailleur hanger, the indexing on your gears, all of a sudden that effectively becomes useless. One of the great parts about this setup is that you can switch this into friction shifting, and pretty much you're totally in control of your own gears. There's no need to worry about putting your derailleur right into the spokes or having it fall off the other side of the cassette. It really will keep you being able to ride even in some of the worst conditions. One of my favorite features about this bike in particular is up here at the brake hoods. If you were in a situation where all of a sudden your disc rotor was rubbing up against the caliper, say you dropped your bike, something like that happens, there is a really neat feature where there's a button on the side of the hood that you can actually disengage the brake pads. Now you're still able to have your hand on the brake and brake whenever you like, but your rotor's not going to be rubbing up against the pads constantly, making a weird noise or causing premature wear on the brake pads. And those are the kinds of things that I really like to see from a touring bike. You think about it all, you've got it all covered, and you don't have to worry while you're out on the bike about menial, trivial little things like your hydraulic brake lines working. Final feature to go over on this bike is the plethora of mounting points. So you've got mounting points on the top tube, on the down tube, on the fork. You've even got a couple extra mount points back here. To be honest, you can put whatever you please on this bike, which is one of the things that makes it so well equipped for touring. Let's dig into the geometry a little bit of this bike. Now, touring bikes haven't changed too much over the years, and it really goes to show this is a cult classic, and a lot of that is around the frame geometry. These are not going to be your classic racing bike. It's not going to feel like you're super far over. It's not going to feel like you are going to win the Tour de France or anything. However, this bike is going to keep you comfortable all day. It's got a little bit of a shorter reach to keep you in an upright position, while it still maintains the drop handlebar so that you can have multiple hand positions. In addition to that, the wheelbases have gotten a little bit longer as the years that go by, as we've kind of figured out with time that when these bikes are loaded down, they can get a little bit twitchier. So having a long wheelbase really makes sure that you're gonna feel stable while you're riding, whether it's descending or going around corners. You wanna make sure that you're feeling comfortable if you're gonna be riding all day. All right, let's talk specs now. The Kona Sutra SE comes with a 2x10 drivetrain. Now that comes in the form of a Shimano Q's drivetrain, which is Shimano's new kind of all-rounder drivetrain made to really live up to a lot of beating while still maintaining good shifting and relative lightness, which isn't the biggest issue when it comes to a touring bike, but it is nice to know that you've got a fairly good setup. Moving on past that, we've got some Schwalbe Mondale Marathon tires. These are a really good mixed terrain tire, and it's gonna suit gravel as well as paved roads and some hard packed dirt very well. You're not gonna find yourself really struggling for traction with these. As well, they're very puncture resistant, so when you are spending a lot of hours on the bike, you wanna make sure you're not getting a lot of flats. So that's a really nice addition. On top of that, we've got mechanical disc brakes. Now these are the Spire disc brakes, and they actually have a two-sided piston. So when you pull the brake lever, it actuates both pistons on each side instead of just one, which pushes the disc brake into the other. That is a major aspect that you want to think about when you're getting a touring bike, because you're gonna have it loaded down. So you really want to make sure that your brakes are working well. The Kona Sutra is spec'd with a normal Kona branded handlebar, as well as stem, which can be found on a lot of the other bikes that they have. So who's this bike for? Well, obviously I've said the word touring a lot throughout this video, and dead on, it's gonna be for tourers. But this bike offers a lot more than just being a standard touring bike. You see a lot of people on the city riding around with these, taking them to and from work, or towing their kids on the back with a trailer. These bikes are really just made to stand up against the test of time and really just be an all-around workhorse. So whether you're doing some light riding on the weekends, going on some super long rides, commuting to and from work, or bringing the kids to and fro back from school, or maybe even picking up some groceries on the way, you're gonna have a really great time on the Kona Sutra. Well, folks, thanks a lot for hanging out with me today while we've talked about the Kona Sutra SE. If you liked the video, please make sure that you subscribe, leave a like, and if you've got any questions about this bike, drop it down below. On top of that, if you want to see another bike be reviewed, whether it be a Kona bike or anything that we've got here at the shop, let us know. We'd love to make some videos that are more catered towards you guys and what you want. Aside from that, I think I might take this thing out for a spin. See you later.